Test. 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 Test.
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Uh, Thank you so much for coming. My name is Majid. I'm the Director of Ecosystem Integration at Alchemist Doha, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit more about Alchemist Doha, your gateway to Qatar and the world. Something we need to know first that Alchemist Doha is the result of a partnership between Alchemist Accelerator and Qatar Research Development and Innovation Council. So Alchemist Doha is a branch from the Alchemist Accelerator in the US. And we are a sector agnostic equity fund for distinctive tech entrepreneurs in emerging markets. So Alchemist Accelerator is the actual accelerator in the US. And Alchemist Doha is the equity fund in Doha. And we invest in early stage startup. And we are a branch from the Alchemist Accelerator. I just needed to repeat that because sometimes there's a confusion that we are an accelerator. We are a branch from the accelerator. We are an equity fund. We invest in startups. So, as a startup, we launched last September 2024. And as a startup, we always have to have like a value proposition. Right? Like any startup has to have a value proposition. Our value proposition is the triple impact we're providing to our startups. So we're not only investing in a startup, but as well as we do incubation services and we do the accelerator program through our accelerator in the US. Our ticket size is up to $1 million. And once we agree on the investment, you will get admitted to the accelerator program in the US. So the program you can attend within the next 2 years. You can do it online, or you can be actually physically in the US attending the 6 months program. The most important thing for you guys to know is, even though you're doing it online, but you have to attend the demo day. And this is something very important for you to actually meet with investors and any other networks that are actually coming for the demo day. For the incubation services, this is something I'll explain in a minute, but it's very important for you to know that we provide a comprehensive incubation services to the startups, to all the portfolios that we're actually investing in to accelerate the startup growth within the local innovation ecosystem. So what is our investment criteria? We are looking for the most promising founder with compelling product and market traction. What does that mean? Your startup has to have a product market fit, market validation, customer validation. It's post the MVP stage, so you don't have to be non-profit, let's say. Like, I'm not talking about profit, like revenue. You have to have revenue in order to be eligible for our investment. And number two, that you have to monetize from enterprise. So we don't look at companies that monetize direct to consumer, but you have to monetize from enterprises. Like, your model should be B2B, B2G2B, and B2B2C. And number three is, our mandate is one of the founders should relocate to Doha. So we're talking about a technical founder or one of the executive team member that has a technical background and reports directly to the management, to the founder themselves, right? And when we talk about the incubation services, this is like has two parts. The first part is the pre-landing and preparation. This is something very important for any startup because whoever relocates to Doha, they don't know where to go, what to do. So through our partnership with the QFC, we provide a 5 years waiver for the license and the setup fee. So you don't have to worry about that, especially with the tax itself. And for the office allocation, we have also partnership with Qatar Science Technology Park, the Ministry of Technology and Communication. You will be able to have a desk in a co-working space for 2 years in a row. And number three, we recently signed, like yesterday, a partnership with the QDB, so our startups can be included with their talent community program. So we provide a free accommodation up to 6 months under the program that is actually handled by QDB. And also we have some partnership with, like, some level of agreement with the Commercial Bank of Qatar, and we help you with the setup of your bank account. This is very important, and as I said, like, we call it like a pre-landing activity. This is all to have like a smooth integration with the local ecosystem before we move to the actual work. And as a serial entrepreneur, like I'm a 3 times entrepreneur, we know how much important to have people on ground whenever you actually are in a different market, in a new market, that can actually help you with business development and as well as engaging and integrating within the innovation ecosystem. So for the business development, as I mentioned earlier, we have a partnership with Qatar Research Development and Innovation Council, and through this partnership, we're going to facilitate any connection within the programs that Qatar Research Development Innovation has for if you want to have like a grant access, a client acquisition, and if you want to do any pilot with any governmental entity. So we have also a partnership with the Ministry of Communication to facilitate any pilot with any governmental entity as well. So this is very important for the startups to start actively working in the innovation ecosystem. Mentorship, if you want, for example, if you identify some expert within the local ecosystem, we will facilitate the connection and we will reach out to him to actually help you with whatever you want. If we're talking about the access to talent, we have partnership with universities, local and international. If you want gain access to skilled interns, specifically for the industry that you're working on as well. And for the accelerator program, as I said, the number three advantage that we also give is a ticket to the accelerator program in the US. It's very well known since 2012 as where the top funded startups graduated from. The 68 plus startup got acquired since 2012, something that is actually ringing the bell for any startup, and they really love to have. And also we helped our 650 plus startups to get funded, and we raised around $4 billion for our startups since they are graduated. So this is our team. I'm Majid, Director of Ecosystem Development, and we have Ghadir, our Director of Investment. She is responsible for the portfolio, and as well as Mohannad, who's responsible for the deal flow as well. I'm happy to answer any questions, but now I'm going to welcome Hovakim, one of our portfolio, to talk more about his startup and where he's going with that.
Well, thank you very much. It's really great pleasure to work with Majid, Ghadir, Mohannad, and the whole Alchemist Doha team. So I'm Hovakim Zakarian, the co-founder and CEO of Dinova Sciences. So this is a tech bio company which uses proprietary AI-based technologies to find new drug candidates that can further be developed and advanced by pharma or big biotech companies. Okay. So let me start my short talk with a question to audience. So try to be active by answering to my question. What do you think? What is the greatest achievement of human beings in the last century? I mean, the greatest, or one of the greatest achievements that we just have in the last century. Any idea? Yeah, please, lady.
Technology, internet.
Okay, internet. Any other idea? Genome. Okay. Something else? What? Antibiotics. Okay. So, in my opinion, one of the greatest achievements, or maybe the greatest one, is the doubling of lifespan. So in the beginning of 20th century, the average lifespan of human beings was around 35 years. At the end of the 20th century, the lifespan was 70 plus years. So, and it's really great achievement. But at the same time, we are witnessing the dramatic increase in the number of deaths during the last 20th century caused by different diseases. So let me bring just one example, cardiovascular diseases. In 1990, the number of deaths caused by heart diseases globally was around 12 million. And after 25 years, that number reached to 23 million again globally. So we see this huge increase during just last 30 years. And it seems like paradoxical. We live longer, but at the same time, the number of deaths caused by different diseases that could be cancer, heart diseases, and so on, so the number also increases. But there is no any paradox. I mean, there are many reasons that can explain pretty well why we see this huge increase. The first reason, of course, growth of population. Another one is aging. So there are a lot of diseases that are coming with the age, like neurodegenerative diseases. Another reason is our lifestyle and unhealthy lifestyle. And one of the reasons that is underestimated and most often not discussed in the public audience is the low success rate of developing new drug candidates that can help you to treat people that have any disease and waiting for successful drugs. Look at this timeline. So this is average timeline of discovering and developing new drug candidates. So it takes more than 12 years. And as a result of long process, of course, the cost is very high. So you need to spend more than $2 billion to find, develop, and reach new drug candidates to the market. But even if you spend that $2 million, and even if you have a huge, talented people working on that, still the success rate of finding new drug candidates is pretty low. It's less than 10%. And if you look at the stages, the most important stages are the first 3 stages. In the beginning, when you spend around 4 up to 7 years of finding new drug candidates in the labs, then validating them using different cell and animal models to see whether they are safe and whether they are still therapeutically active. And once you get some good promising candidates, you can proceed them to the clinical trials. And this is where most of the drugs are failed. I mean, most of the failures, up to 90%, are coming from the clinical trial stages. And there are many reasons why, but most probably the most important reason why drug candidates, doesn't matter small molecules or biologics like antibodies and so on, failed at the clinical trials is their poor drug-like properties that they have from the beginning. And it's not about one property like solubility or something else. It's like combination of several properties together that leads to poor result at some stage of development. So when we started the company a few years ago, we asked ourselves, what if we can have a technology that allows us to optimize several properties of drug candidates from very beginning? I mean, just imagine that you not randomly find some small molecules in the lab, and if you are lucky, these small molecules may have some good drug-like properties and you can proceed them. But what if we replace this random process with the smart design of small molecules from very beginning by optimizing multiple parameters together? Not one or two, but more than 5 different parameters that are responsible for having good drug-like candidates, at least at the laboratory stage, that then further can be proceed. So we spent around 3 years of working on the technology that right now we have, and that technology is based on using deep reinforcement learning. I don't know how much you are familiar with the deep reinforcement learning concept, but it is a subtype of AI that use simulations for self-learning purposes. So maybe you can remember DeepMind, the work coming from DeepMind a few years ago, demonstrating that they use AI agents to play the Go. This is table, game, and this AI agent learns how to play the Go based on the simulation. So it played against itself thousands and thousands times, and at the end, it won the real Go champion. So we ask ourselves, okay, whether we can use the similar approach, but instead of playing chemistry, instead of playing Go or chess, let's play chemistry. And we built the system, the model, and the technology based on reinforcement learning. And during the last 2 years, actually, we have generated thousands of molecules, tested these molecules, and as a result, we, coming from different laboratory experiments, we show that we have around 3 times higher success rate. We spent 2 times less time on finding new small molecules with good drug-like properties. And what is very much important, we spend less money than other computational companies finding small molecules. Okay, so this is our team. Actually, the team is multidisciplinary. We have 14 people in the team, so this is our leadership team, and these are our brilliant advisors from industry and academy. And what I want to say at the end here as a takeover message, no matter from where you are coming, I mean, the important thing that you can do such great technologies, even from a small country like Armenia, if you have a strong team around you, if you have very strong advisors that help you at any stage and guide you in difficult times, and if you have investors understanding the core of what you are doing and why you are doing. And in that case, of course, you will be successful. Again, doesn't matter where you are. So we bring our experience and our knowledge here, and we hope that we will do more and more innovations and discoveries together here in Qatar. Thank you, Majid.
Thank you so much, Hakim. I would like to call Balka to the stage, please. Introduce us to We're Over. Here.
Hello, everybody. I'm Balja. I'm co-founder and CEO of VRover. As VRover, we are focusing on the renewable energy area, especially wind energy sector. So we are delivering the most innovative AI-based preventive maintenance technologies and solutions for wind turbine blades. I want to start with our actually experience in renewable energy. We started our business by producing preventive maintenance technologies and underwater robotic systems for hydropower plants and offshore missions, industrial missions. Actually, me and my co-founder, we are both scuba divers. And we are also both control and automation engineers. So we were interested in unmanned vehicles. And so we merged our hobby and our experience and major together. And we decided to produce underwater robots for industrial missions. And we inspected pipelines in the sea. And also we provided survey operations for ships. And then one energy company came to us and they asked help for their inspections of energy tunnels in hydropower plants. So it was a quite new area for us, new industry, but we saw the opportunity and gap in that sector. So we decided to focus on the energy operations, especially renewable energy, and we loved it, by the way. We were actually providing sustainability in their farms, and we were inspecting their underwater assets, and we were 3D modeling their underwater assets. And with this method, actually, they saved so much, a big amount of water, energy, and money. And at the end of the day, we thought we can adapt our technology to different areas in renewable energy sector, especially wind energy area, because in the wind energy sector there are so many problems, maintenance related problems, and we have a unique technology for preventive maintenance. So 3 years ago we decided to adapt our technology to wind energy area to create more scalable and more globalized business. And our platform name is WindRover platform. With WindRover platform, actually by using it, customers optimize their uptime, performance, and safety in wind energy farms. It's a platform, and we provide a dashboard to them. They can check their blades anytime they want. We provide real-time warnings related to their blades and damages on the blades. Actually, here the main pain point is blades maintenance processes are quite manual. To inspect the blades, they need to stop the turbine. They use drones or rope access teams to inspect the problems on the blades. But it means downtime. So downtime means energy loss and money loss. So they don't want to do that regularly in the year. So they do this just one time. And in this time period, they face so many problems like lightning, damages, delaminations, erosions, but they don't know anything about them. So if there's a damage, it grows, and probably they would have fixed the problem with $10,000, but at the end of the day, they need to pay at least $50,000-$60,000 for the blade repairments. So it is a big cost for them. And also, if the damage is huge, like you see here, if they lose the blade, they need to replace the blade. And whole blades, actually, whole 3 blades. So the cost is more than $1 million and at least 3 months downtime. So it is a big impediment to the industry. And we solved these problems, and we produced WindRover platform. It is a sound analysis based actually health monitoring system for wind turbine blades. We are focusing on directly blade related problems. We sent the customers an IoT device, you can see here. They just placed the system on the wind turbine tower with magnets, and they can listen the blade sound all the time. We collect the sound data, we send the data with a GSM to the cloud system, we process it by our machine learning based system, and we get the characteristic sound of the blade. And if there is an anomaly, we can detect it, and we can send a warning to our customers via our dashboard application. And also we send weekly damage reports, really detailed damage reports, as you can see here. also we can provide category of the damage and size of the damage. So it is a really big information, important information for our customers, because according to this brief information, they can plan their maintenance processes whole year. Normally the capacity of the wind turbines is not 100%. Maximum 40-45%. So it means they stopped the half of the year. But you don't know when, because the weather estimations can be done 1-2 days before. So they cannot plan the repairment process. But with this information, they can. And with this information, we are reducing replacement costs and repairment costs 50%. I think you cannot see it properly, but I can explain. To expand our business really quickly, we created a sales tool. Actually, now we are like playing with the sound data all the time because we are quite experienced in this area. And now we created a sales tool. It names Windrover Go. We send the link to our customers, and by clicking the link, and by standing in front of the turbine, they can get 20-second records with their phones, and they can upload that record to the link, and they can receive quick blade damage report in 1 minute. So it is a game changer technology in this sector. So they can check the blades after a storm, after a big environmental problem, and they can see if there is a damage or not. It is a quick report and basic report. We did this to create an excitement for our customers, and after this trial, we can send the IoT devices to check the blades in detail. And this is the right time for this technology, because the older turbines are now older and problematic. They face so many problems right now, and the newer turbines have bigger capacity. It means they have longer blades, more problematic blades. They face so many structural problems. They face so many lightning because of the climate change. And now they need some kind of technology, site technologies, to detect these damages, digitalize the components. So now the wind energy market is growing in the whole world. The companies and corporates are investing in this area a lot, and the percentage is like 20% every year, and it's also growing. And we launched our product 1 year ago. We started this project like 3 years ago, but first 2 years we collected data, raw data from the field. We trained it, and now we launched it, and we increased our client number really quickly because we catch a really big need in the sector. And now we are developing the product every day with the new information and new data that we receive from the field. And now our aim is creating more sustainability in the wind energy farm. We are working with this aim and vision. And at the end of the day, we are quite happy to digitalize this really important energy area. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Balka. Thank you so much. Now I will call Ghadir to moderate the session. Balka, you can take a seat, please, already, yeah? Ovakim, Malik, all of them. No, it's okay. You can sit.
Test. Test.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us, and thank you so much for your presentations. Congratulations first of all on your so far. Can you hear me like this? Okay, sorry. So I think I would start with a question more on the team side. Basically, we wanted to know from your perspective, I'll start with you, Balka, what are the fundamental aspects that define dynamics between the founders in a partnership, and how do the personal and professional aspects basically add to that? And what measures have you taken within your own team to make sure that there's harmony as well as a productive partnership there?
Actually, it's a hard question because I think probably every entrepreneur thinks that way. The team is the most important thing, actually, especially for an early stage startup. because we are working a lot. We need to believe in the vision. We need to make the team believe the vision. That's the most important thing. And at the beginning, having a co-founder is really important. I have one. We separated our responsibilities as CEO and CTO. But for the beginning, we were working together because I'm an engineer and we produced our first products together. But then we saw like someone need to operate and manage the whole business development part and sell the product. So that was me. But it is a really hard and difficult process because we don't have that experience at first place. We are both engineers. We don't have that kind of education and experience, so we need to learn everything on the road. So sometimes it's really difficult for each founders, but having a co-founder is really important because if you feel bad or stressful or anxiety about it, the other one can support and can be responsible the other things, and it might make you like relieved. That's really important, and like sharing the responsibilities are really also really important, and I think how can I say brutal because like having the whole responsibility on your own, being one founder, I think it's the most difficult thing in the world for me because like every day you cannot feel the same motivation. It's impossible. You need to share it. And being two people makes you more stronger because you need support every day. So you can transfer it to your team. That's also important. We gained one other co-founder on the road. By the way, now we have new shareholder and co-founder from our team because we think and see everything like that. We need to share our endeavor. Actually, that's really important, I guess, because that way the teammate can feel that enthusiasm and motivation, and they believe in the vision, they work hard, and they become co-founder, and you need to give them that right and responsibility. That's really important, I guess. So our aim is increasing the number, by the way, day by day.
Thank you so much. And Joaquim, over to you.
Yeah, it's difficult to speak the second after such great thing. So, well, let's start from the founders. I mean, I'm lucky because our company has 3 co-founders, me and my 2 other co-founders, and we are totally different from each other, not because also of our background. I'm virologist, I'm biologist. Maher and Vartan, they are mathematicians. But we are different also because of even characters. For example, Maher, he is like very, very pragmatic person. I can enter into the room with several ideas saying, oh, let's do this, try this. He will kill everything at the end of the day because of his pragmatism. And that's great because if the company has only one founder or maybe 2 founders, of course, having 2 founders is always better than one because you can cover some aspects together that you cannot do alone, and you can help each other. And it's not only about sharing responsibilities. It's very important to share responsibilities from the beginning, but also helping each other when you fail in some things, and your co-founders can help you to overcome the problems that you face. And another important aspect, of course, is the core team. To top of co-founders, you need to have a core team that join you from the beginning and share the core values and also the ideas that you have from the beginning. But not only share, but also participate in the creating the company. So in that case, of course, if they are involved in creating the goals, they are involved in creating the mid or long-term aims and objectives that allows your company to healthy growth. Of course, if they are involved, then it means that they will be actively do everything to become successful at the end. And in our case, we do by that way. We right now consist of 14 people, but still we are working in one open space. I mean, we speak to each other every day, every minute. We discuss every small or big things together. And I think that's very important to have this interaction inside the team, to involve all people, even junior researchers, to be part the mission and activities that you have. So that's my answer to your difficult question.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Obviously, you're both come from a very strong scientific background. Hovakim, you were recognized as top 25 scientist in Armenia for 3 years in a row, and you were recognized as the Entrepreneur of the Year by Microsoft in 2022. So congratulations for that as well. Malik, I think over to you. My question is more related to the R&D. We have two scientists here on the panel. I wanted to know how is Qatar supporting the R&D driven ventures basically, and if you can provide an example of initiatives available today that would support activities that they would be going after.
Great. I feel out of place sitting next to two geniuses, or three geniuses rather, but thanks so much for the opportunity. I would say that Qatar has been on a journey now for the past 30 years or so of supporting research, development, and innovation in science and education. We first saw this back in the mid-90s with the establishment of Qatar Foundation, the attraction of world-class universities, and all with the goal of really supporting Qatar's talent pipeline, because there's a recognition, a very strong recognition at the highest levels of government in this country that the people are the future of this country's economy. And so while you could see a pattern over the past 5 years or so of a lot of countries, especially in the GCC, kind of promoting technology, investing in technology, I think what makes Qatar unique is that we've been doing this for a long time. And we've been doing it by investing across the value chain. So we offer funding for universities to do fundamental research, because that is actually the very basis of any innovation that you see. And now at QRDI, what we are doing is we're also supporting private sector-led innovation by offering a suite of portfolio grants to support early-stage technology-based startups. But this road wasn't easy, right? There's a lot of preconceived notions about what a startup can and cannot do. And so at QRDI, one of our main goals is to change the culture around innovation, and working with our strategic partners, our large local enterprises, and our government agencies, so that they become early adopters of cutting-edge tech. And so I think the opportunity here for startups that participate in Alchemist's program is that they have access to a very unique market, right? Leading corporates like, for example, Qatar Airways, Milaha, Uridu, Kahramaa. All of these companies and state enterprises have received a tremendous deal of investment from the state over the past several years, and now they are actually primed to become a launchpad and springboard for innovation to work with startups. And so one of our flagship programs is our Open Innovation Program, where we craft innovation-based challenges on behalf of our large local enterprises and our government entities. And then we actually open up the opportunity for startups with very niche, very specific solutions to work with their first client. And I think what's unique about the program is that for a startup that comes to Qatar with difficulty, they may face difficulty in accessing the market, what we're doing is we're doing this matchmaking to facilitate this partnership with these enterprises. And we de-risk this process on behalf of the opportunity owner by offering the funding for this partnership. And it's a win-win, because the startup gets access to their first client. The client becomes an early adopter of the latest and greatest technology. And Qatar as a whole benefits, because it becomes really a hub for R&D investment. And it's a great place to test your new technology because of the great infrastructure that exists in this country. And it's honestly unparalleled in the region, at least. The amount of partnerships that we're seeing right now in the technology space. You have leading multinationals like Microsoft and Google and Nvidia coming to Qatar and making deals. And at the same time, QRDI is orchestrating partnerships and facilitating these relationships to be able to attract technology-based startups to Qatar to benefit from this infrastructure. So to be honest, I think what I'm trying to say is Qatar is very uniquely placed right now with its leading infrastructure, with its access to talent, with the leading universities that are available in the country, and through our R&D-based grants and incentives. we're offering really a very unique package of opportunity for startups to come to Qatar and make Qatar their home.
Thank you so much, Malik. Hovakim, I think I'd like to ask you, so considering that both Qatar and Armenia are considerably small in size, but it's yet a thriving ecosystem that's rapidly growing, what unique opportunities or challenges do you foresee in fostering collaborations and innovation within such a compact ecosystem that's actively growing? And if you'd like to elaborate on that.
Yeah, I think small countries like Qatar and Romania, that first of all, they are small not because of their geographical size, but because of human capacity. So the first advantage is that any decision may have huge and fast impact on the whole ecosystem. I mean, in contrast to big countries like China, UK, or USA, where you may have decision and that decision will impact on the, let's say, scientific societies very slowly because of large number of scientists. Here, the wise decisions may dramatically and super fast impact on the whole ecosystem. And it means also that you can create new ecosystems quickly, very fast. Don't wait 5-10 years until you have something. So our colleague mentioned about the ecosystem and facilities. There are already, you have these good, strong facilities. And right now it's quite easy if you have these facilities to attract talents to work on that facilities, using that facilities. And the only thing that you need is to provide freedom of acting in the research environment. Let's give them this freedom, give them timeline and facilities and grants, and you will see that just after 3-5 years, you will get amazing results. I mean, that's the only thing that differentiates small countries from big countries. In small countries, you can get big results super fast compared with big countries like UK or USA.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Balka, I think my last question is to you because I'm getting signals to stop. As a founder from Turkey, how do you perceive the renewable energy sector in Qatar? Given your expertise in this specific field, we want to know the main influence for your decision to come to Qatar. Although we don't have wind turbines here, I would love to know why did you choose Qatar to be your second base?
Actually, we established our first company in Turkey. Then we transferred our headquarters to London because generally we were actually focusing on the European region as a target market. Still, we are doing that, by the way. We are focusing on the European region. But at the end of the day, of course, we are planning to globalize our business. And not just in Europe, in Asia, in Middle East, in Africa, in US, everywhere, actually. Because we have a quite unique and innovative technology, and we believe every country, every company can use this technology and make their wind farms more sustainable and generate more revenue. We are quite believing in that. And actually, we believed Qatar is a really good spot because it's in the middle between Europe and Asia, and also actually normally there is no wind farm. I already mentioned that before, but there is no wind farm in Qatar, maybe. But it's really important that Qatar fundings are investing in renewable energy companies, and they have so many farms in Europe, in North Africa, in other regions, and they are increasing their investments in this area, and their vision is that way, and their vision, Qatar's vision, I think feeding our growth strategy. I believe in that, and we can find really good partnerships in here. It's a like smaller ecosystem, but really enthusiastic. I saw it, and it's quite welcoming ecosystem. I loved it because in Europe, that's certain. That's a fact that there are so many companies, so many startups. We are competing with each other, and like making business more sustainable and making them grow is not easy. Actually, I think it is a really smart idea to make a business here and having some partnerships, and like having investors is really important in that case because they're helping us a lot, and we are trying to expand our business these regions. I think Qatar is a quite strategic place to do that, we believe.
It is, and thank you so much. Balka, Hovakim, and Malik. Thank you so much for attending, everyone. If you have any questions, please reach out to them directly. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Test.
Test.
يلا let's start. Shall we start? Can you have a seat? We will call them in.
اوكي يعني
يلا.
كلهم راح يكونوا موجودين.
بعد البرزنتيشن.
اوكي
بس خلي شكرا.
Test, test.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to see familiar faces today. And thank you for joining us. My name is Aisha Al-Mudahka. I'm a senior director here at QRDI Council, responsible for IDI talent and capacity building, which has always been my passion. So just about last year at the Web Summit, we had announced the Knowledge Transfer Partnership, and we had, as a replica of Knowledge Transfer Partnership UK, we had the honor to have the UK ambassador with us, as well as people from the industry from all over the world who joined us as well to discuss the importance of industry and academic and the importance of the partnership between them. So I'm happy today to let you know that we have awarded 6 KTPs since last year, which is amazing news. It shows the importance of having that partnership between industry and academia, but it also shows the hunger of that connection, how important it is to happen. And today we'll be sharing a couple of these stories with us, and who kicked off the KTP, and will show us, with 2 different sectors, will show us the success stories of where we are so far. And it's local this time, not international. So I'm very, very proud about that. So just a little bit of introduction again, for those who don't know what KTP is, or Knowledge Transfer Partnership. What we do is we support R&D projects, or RDI projects between businesses and a university. We would have a university or a research organization who is in touch or interested to support the business in specific industries or different industries that Qatar is focusing on and the universities are focusing on. And we connect them to the businesses. What we do is we, as QRDI, support the university, and we support the business by hiring the associate who will be working with them with their salaries and some of the materials supported as a co-funding mechanism between us and the business industry. The project is up to 3 years, and it could be on a framework or a specific application and an R&D initiative that had happened, either initially between the 2 partners or something to initiate from the beginning. So we're happy to, as I said, we had 6 different awards. All the big universities in Qatar have been involved in this project, either through the application process, but also the award itself. So we're very, very excited about that. And today we have 2 industries. What happened? Today we have 2 industries, or 2 projects that we'd like to showcase. And we're very, very proud to have the CEO, Dr. Ahmed Al-Muhannidi of QLife Pharma, as well as Dr. Ala Al-Kilani from Qatar University, a professor of pharmaceuticals and nanotechnology. And representing Agrico and Kiri project, we're very, very proud to have Dr. Antonio with us today, and Joveline from Agrico as well. Thank you very much for being here today, and would like to call you. Maybe you can kick off on your project and talk about Agrico a little bit. Yes, here you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very good to be here with you all today. So I just want to say a few words about this activity we have been running now for a few years. We started out as a food security project. We've been running for about 3 years, and now the KTP has offered us the opportunity to take it to the next level. It's about resource management in indoor farming. So I just want to give you a little background, and I'm sure you all can imagine how challenging food security is in a country like Qatar. Just like everywhere in the world where you have a hot desert climate, there is no soil, very little of it. So the question is, how do you address these challenges? hydroponic farming is really a great way to deal with this problem because you don't need soil, and it uses a lot less water than conventional agriculture. But there's no free lunch, right? Everything comes at a cost. So that means with hydroponic farming, you have a higher operational complexity, and also there's more energy requirement for temperature control. So the question is, how can you maintain this long-term economic growth while reducing operational complexity and also, avoiding to harm the environment? So what we have done to address this problem is the first thing, and this is very important, I think it's one of the main points of the panel here, to form a partnership with our agrico collaborators. And in this regard, QRDI has provided an excellent opportunity, first through a food security project which was co-funded by the ministry, and now with the KDP. And the main idea is to create a resource management application. And I created a picture here to give an idea what this is. At the base, under the hood, so to speak, you have Internet of Things technology and artificial intelligence to do the modeling. And then